When it comes to FJORDUR, rat holes are a key essential to survival. So we proudly present our all-time best rat holes on FJORDUR. This video is sponsored by my servers Deluxe. Deluxe is a 3x server with 5x metering and 3x experience. Deluxe has 6-man tribes, ORP, new player protection, raid warning, and so much more. Here at Deluxe, we ensure that you have an amazing experience with lag-free servers. Deluxe wipes April 31st. Link in the description. And coming in at number 10, this can be found at 46.1 latitude and 34.9 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this one can be found underwater, and we're going to go ahead and do 5 underwaters and then 5 regular on lands. Now however, they're going to be mixed up in here, so this is going from the worst to the best. So anyways, here's this one. This one is inside of one of these little portal kind of underwater things, I guess you could call it. And if you come in here, you also have this entire area to also build in, but you also have this up here. Now this up here is a nice smaller kind of little entrance that is barely big enough. I can walk through it in some points without crouching, but you'll mainly just need to crouch. Now it's not massive, so if you're a solo or a duo, this is amazing for you. And plus you also get all the extra space down there at the bottom too, which really helps out with stuff like maybe some like dino storage or really whatever else you want it for. Coming at number 9, this can be found at 47.6 latitude and 34.7 longitude. And then here it is on the map. It's actually pretty close to the last rat hole. So if you're maybe looking for a second location, this is a great one for you to build in. Now this location is actually pretty close to the surface, which yes, it is a little more riskier because it's higher up, so meaning people can get in here a lot easier, but a lot of people really don't know about this rat hole. This is a fairly new one that kind of got found and was a lot more popular kind of like recently. But if you come in here, there's this nice good sized rat hole in here, which is actually a water glitch. So once you come to a certain area, the water just disappears, which is really cool. Now, this is not considered a mesh hole or a thing that is against the terms of service. It is just a glitch that's in the map. So if you're looking to maybe build maybe a glitch spot or something as a solo, duo, or maybe even a trio tribe, you can fit a good amount of stuff as long as you're on unofficial. Coming at number 8, this can be found at 8.9 latitude and 93.1 longitude. Now this can be found in Vanaheim, which is basically one of the portal like realms, I guess you could call it. So if you're not familiar with this map, look up on how to get here, because a lot of people don't really know that there's 3 completely different worlds inside of FJORDUR. But anyways, this spot is very, very well known in my series because I've posted this I believe 2 times. Now this spot is actually really nice. It offers a decent amount of room. I would not call this a big spot because it's really not, but since you cannot fly in this region other than having a Desmodus, this makes this spot actually very overpowered because you can't fly into it like at all, so you have to basically just grapple up or basically maybe glide something in. So yeah, it's not going to be a fun fight to try to get in here, but if you're a solo, this is an amazing spot to hide and still is to this day. Coming at number 7, this can be found at 28.4 latitude and 64.7 longitude. This one can also be found on Vanaheim, and then here it is on the map. So my player really isn't actually on there, but this is basically off the map. And it is as far possible to the wall as you can go. So because if you go to 99.9, you actually won't find it. You have to go all the way down to 99.9. It's a little confusing, but you'll figure it out. Now this spot is higher up in the world, and it's actually at the top of the world border. Now of course, being no flyers, this is going to make this spot so difficult to raid. Now yes, it's really not that big, and it's going to be a bit of an awkward build. But if you can get maybe some cliff platform off on the side with some hanging turrets, that will really work for this spot, and this spot's really perfect if you're a solo. Coming at number 6, this can be found at 0.0 latitude and 61.1 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now if you look up at the very top, it's right up there at my fingernail, so for people that cannot find it, it's right there. Now this spot is a underwater spot. Now this underwater spot is actually pretty, I wouldn't call it overpowered, but a lot of people do not even know about this spot till this day, and it makes for a pretty nice spot because you're also underwater, so making it a little bit harder to raid. Now, this, I guess you could argue, is not a full-on like rat hole, but I still call it a rat hole because it's a smaller kind of entrance. It's very, very hidden away, and you have a ton of room to build. This spot is great for, I guess you could maybe a solo on a boosted kind of server, or up to maybe a 5-man. It's a great spot to hide. Now, yes, you do need to add some more defenses on the outside, because that's really the only way to defend it, but having the world border there really makes a big difference. Coming at number 5, this can be found at 18.0 latitude and 99.9 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this one is again another underwater spot. Now this spot again can be found on the side of the world, which really does help for base defense. Now this little spot is actually in a little tiny cave kind of area, I guess you could call it, and it is right here. So it's pretty hidden away and not a lot of people are going to see it from the outside. So coming up on here, you have a very, very small entrance, which is good because you can really only fit turtles in here. And even then, turtles are going to struggle to get through this little gap right here. But other than that, it really has a good amount of room in here. As you can see once you come inside here, it's not the biggest, but you have a decent amount of room to really build a nice little structure in here. Maybe a good sized little turret wall to defend that part. And the best part about it is it's not even 6x damage, so it's official damage, meaning you can hide away in here pretty easily. Coming at number 4, this can be found at 56.2 latitude and 6.0 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found down in the deep depths. The deep depths are basically the lowest point on this map, and it is very, very difficult to get to this point, but if you can figure it out, it is not that bad of an area. The only bad side about this whole area is it is all 6x cave damage. However, once you see this rat hole, it's still worth it even with the 6x. As you can see, coming through here, should go in third person, look how tiny that this entrance is. Could barely fit a turtle, and really nothing else. Plus, the good part about it is you have stuff like Mosas, Tusos, and all that all around you, meaning people who are going to try to raid you are just going to get constantly killed by those guys. Now in here, you have a ton of room, literally unlimited amount of room to build in here, and you can even do some dino storage, maybe some dino breeding in here, but it is a very nice spot, very hidden away. I guarantee you, only very few people are going to try to mess with you, but all of the other people don't even know that there's really a spot down here to build. But this spot makes for an amazing base spot if you like to build underwater. Then it even goes all the way back into here. But it's a pretty nice spot, tons of room to build, so if you're looking for this is perfect for you. Coming at number 3, this can be found at 20.0 latitude and 97.9 longitude. And then here it is on the map. Now this can be found in the normal world over in the Redwoods area. Now this is kind of off to the side of the map, and this spot is very, very well known. This rat hole is perfect for anybody who's looking to maybe build in a smaller but somewhat bigger spot, meaning it's kind of just a good sized medium spot. I mean, yes, there's a ton of room, but not a lot of base defense area, if that makes sense. This spot is amazing because it has natural lighting already in here, and it's got some rocks, but it's also insanely flat. Like, if you look how flat that this thing is, that is perfect for anybody looking to build any type of massive structure in here. Coming at number 2, this can be found at 17.7 latitude and 99.9 longitude. Again, for the 99.9 longitude, you have to go all the way over to the wall. Now, once you're on the wall, look for these mushrooms right here. Once you find these mushrooms, you'll find a little pattern of about 4 of them, 2 being big ones, and then a small one, and then a medium-sized one. Once you see these mushrooms, come over here and find this little C kind of like entrance. Then once you're in here, this is the whole rat hole. Now there's not a ton of room in here, but it is a great spot since there are no flyers on this area, and there's just a good amount of room to build a nice little base up here, maybe have some hanging turrets off to the side of it too. Now the only downside is there's not a lot of room for those turrets to shoot, meaning people can rocket run, so I would definitely watch out for that. But if they miss and fall off, they fall into this nice little depth of you're never getting out, so it makes for a pretty good base spot. Coming at number 1, this can be found at 5.4 latitude and 65.2 longitude. This can be found again on Vanaheim. Vanaheim just has a ton of really good rat holes compared to the other ones, and is overall just a nice little area. Now this one is a little bit of a riskier rat hole. This can be found in the Wyvern Cove. Now this Wyvern Cove, as I was just punching it, that's the main entrance to get in and out of it, but it is a bit of a risky one. So if you're willing to kind of risk a lot to build in here, this is a good spot. Also, not to mention that those wyverns make a really good base defense mechanism to anybody that's trying to get in here. Once you're in here, I went ahead and used a torch so you guys can see. You don't need any kind of special like structures or anything to push yourself in. All you need is a torch and just a crouch. So once you're in here, it opens up into two sides. One side being over there, and then the other side being on the opposite side. Now there's not a ton of room in here, but it does expand pretty far back. So if you're looking to build in a more compact area with a very minimal kind of turrets and all that, and you're maybe even a solo, this makes for a great base spot. So anyways, that's it for today's video. We hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to leave a like and hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching.